Hello, everybody. Welcome to game number 2 for our USC Watchalongs. USC is taking on Georgia Southern. Of course, the Georgia Southern Fighting Clay Heltons, which should make this game particularly interesting, at least from a USC fan perspective. Potentially horrifying. I don't know. I've just been spending my morning, my afternoon, I suppose, watching Troy taking it to Clemson. So Clemson is currently up by 4 on Troy. So you know what? Anything can happen. My expectations are wide open for this one. I guess we can start with a. Well, I should tweet this out, by the way. We should start with a quick injury update. It looks like Prince Strawn will not be playing in this game, which is a disappointment. But Jakeem Stewart will. Caden Chiddington, the kicker, is still out. And last I had seen, Brian Jackson was questionable. I haven't seen if he is actually going to play. So that's one we're going to be watching out for. If we don't see a lot of him, I think we'll see more of a Harry Dalton, if along with, obviously, Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders. So, yeah, it's almost kickoff. I am going to take a second to tweet this out. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is calm and collected. I've got my my trusty whiskey sour, which is my way to stay calm and collected. So yeah, we'we'll see how this all plays out. It has been a day for near upsets, but not actual upsets, although Baylor beat SMU, so that's one. The other upsets that have been sort of in the works are currently not looking great. Florida is up by 1 on South Florida with 3 minutes to go. They have the ball. Clemson is up by 4 on Troy and going into the fourth quarter. They have controlled the second half, so I fully expect them to see this out. Troy has lost a couple guys on defense to targeting, and it's just, I don't know. I think they're pretty dead in the water. And then, yeah, Ole Miss survived a challenge from Kentucky by 7. Iowa State survived Iowa, so there have been some near upsets, just enough to make me a little nervous. In the chat, welcome to everybody in the chat. I see Sean in beautiful Austin, Texas, Grant, West Texas Mike, LBC Robbie. Nice to see you guys all. Grant proposes a chat rule that I think is probably a fair thing, is in the chat not to react to anything that's happened to the game until I have reacted to it. We're all going to be at different parts of this game in terms of sync. I'm watching on Fubo. Fubo tends to have a solid 15 to 20 second delay compared to what I used to have while watching on cable. So that is one thing, other people watching on streaming or live cable or whatever. So yeah, just try to be mindful of other people, of other people in the chat, and try not to spoil things. So if you need to sort of pause, do your celebration or your freak out, and then pause, and then wait to see where I am in my watch along, and hopefully this will stay good. I'll try to keep you guys updated about where my time is on my stream, so that you have a better idea of where I am if you wanted to try to sync up. I don't know how well that's going to work, but at least we can try. We've got the opening kickoff coming up right now. So this would be a good spot to try and sync if you can, because that is going to be one area that we're good. And kickoff. There we go. West Texas Mike is on an 8-minute delay. That's a little big, a little bit of a big delay. Yeah. So, yeah. LBC Robbie says YouTube is quicker than the Fox Now app. Yeah, I think I've said in the past, like, if I could do...
For what it's worth, I think you can pause YouTube for a couple seconds if you want or whatever.
Yeah, if you're behind me, then, yeah, you can pause YouTube. If your game is behind, USC is now lining up for first down. 15 seconds on the play clock. We got Mayava. Is that a tight end down in the... Quick to Mai Lemon. Yeah, McCree was out wide, right? Looked like they were maybe setting up a bubble out there. Killian O'Connor gets the start. Micah Benuelos at right. Wait, so Tobias, did you tell who was starting at right tackle? Because Micah Benuelos started at guard. Is Tobias Raymond out there?
I thought I saw Raymond's name, yeah.
So maybe Jonah T is not out there. It's a handoff to Waymo. Yep, very nice. That is one thing I didn't pull up is the roster because I don't know everybody yet. And of course, we don't get a flip card from Pressbox. You know the sucky thing, Michael, about Pressbox having to pay for it now? Is that, like, now whenever I go on Pressbox and something isn't there, like, I'm annoyed. Because, like, okay, now I'm paying for you. Nice run by Waymo. Oh, he was down. I hope he was down. I think he might have been down.
I think it came out late, but that might have been because we didn't see it come out.
Yeah, that's not the way to start a game. Let's see. This will tell us real easy. Ah, yeah. Jeez, come on. Waymo, you can't do that. You can't do that. See, and this is okay. Here's the problem. What is the recipe for upsets? The recipe for upsets begins with turnovers. It is really that simple. It begins with turnovers. You give up turnovers, you are inviting upsets. So, yeah, not happy about that one. Not pleased. Badgers not pleased either. We got 1st and 10 for Georgia Southern. Swinging it out to O.J. Arnold. I really liked what I saw from O.J. Arnold in watching the bit of their game last week against Fresno State. He's a tough runner. I like a tough runner. Hard to bring down. All right, we've got 22 seconds on the play clock for 2nd and 6. There's some pressure. Oh, tip ball. Desmond Stevens saw that coming almost. Almost. So we get 3rd and 6. That looked like Anthony Lucas getting some pressure there. Fountain and Lucas pressured that a little bit. That's good to see. Good to see. Okay. We've got... Cam Fountain offsides. Reminder to everyone in the chat, try not to comment on anything unless I have clearly seen it. That'll be our protection against people, me and everybody and others in the chat getting spoiled. So withhold your commentary or reactions until it's clear that I'm that at the very least that I've gotten there. Yeah, Cam Fountain getting a little bit just overeager, probably trying to jump the snap count. Yeah, which is a shame because I don't know if he rushed that throw knowing that he was going to get that. Matthew in the chat says, as I suspected, Clemson is the most overrated team in the country. My thing about Clemson, like, I don't think they're a bad team. I have never seen what other people see in Cade Klubnik. So I don't know about them as far as their ceiling. Their offense has just been so meh for so long now. Ever since Trevor Lawrence left, they just haven't had anything on offense that makes me fear them. And Cade Klubnik is he's supposed to be this one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and I've personally never seen it. So that's just me. So yeah, I wouldn't say they're the most overrated team in the country, because I think there are some teams, like, I think they deserve to be in the top 25. There are teams that I don't know that they deserve to be in the top 25. But what can you do? Yeah, West Texas Mike says, Cade Klubnik pulled some magic last year. They were my choice for a national title contender. Don't they have the most projected 2026 NFL draft picks? They have a lot of guys who are expected to go to the league. Yes, they are loaded with talent. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're a bad team. They're obviously loaded with talent. Their defense is good until today, where they've been letting Troy like run on them in a weird way. But I don't know. They're just, it's that offense that I'm never gonna bank on that offense, is I guess what I
feel like this is the Clemson thing, to play with your fruit against lesser opponents.
Michael, your mic doesn't sound like it's
better now.
Is that better?
Yeah, I lowered the volume because last time I was very loud.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't know if anyone could hear you. The chat will have to weigh in.
No, I was just saying that Clemson always sort of plays with their fruit against lesser opponents.
Yes, and then Clemson is that annoying team that just wins close and then keeps winning, and then you sort of doubt them, and then they just keep winning. All right, 3rd and 1. That looked like Abasiri. That's PI. Come on. Oh, well, touchdown Georgia Southern.
With the backup quarterback too.
That was the backup?
Yeah, JC French got hurt.
That's wonderful. Not that he got hurt, but that the backup did that. That was DeCarlos Nicholson, right? Okay, if you're going to commit pass interference, don't let him catch the damn ball. Like, don't commit pass interference, but like don't give that up. I mean, this is. Yeah, Sean says, look, I hate it, but what a catch. Yeah, that's a hell of a catch. That is a hell of a catch. I gotta say, I like these helmets, too. I like Georgia Southern's helmets. Oh, they're going for 2. That's fun. Okay, Clay. You do you. I don't see why you give the USC that win, but sure. Yeah. I don't. Not a good start for USC's defense. This is the thing that I will continue to say about my judgment of USC this year is I'm taking the kids gloves off when it comes to the defense. They need to show that they have taken significant strides this year, and I'm not going to write them off for giving up a touchdown on a catch like that to Georgia Southern, but like also, you can't be giving up that play. At least you got to make it a lot harder if you're going to take that penalty. He did get a little jersey tug on Nicholson, so I don't know, maybe that was part of it. But like Spanky said, like that was a poor attempt. I don't know if you were talking about the 2-point conversion attempt, but like I didn't think that was a great throw. I mean, he put it up there. That was a YOLO ball. But like, USC shouldn't be giving up that touchdown. You're going to face much, much, much better receiving cores than this, who I would understand giving up that touchdown to better than this. Robbie says, gifted third down penalty bothers me more than the blown coverage touchdown. I think they're both mistakes. Just, I personally think an offsides is more forgivable than a blown coverage, because an offsides is just, being aggressive, and I accept that. But okay, yeah, this game started pretty much. This is what I need to remind myself, though. Like, this is kind of what we expected. I expected this game to be closer than anybody wanted it to be. Clemson just scored again. Closer than anyone wanted it to be going into halftime. Very nervy, and then USC would pull away. The important thing is for USC to pull away and to not make silly mistakes, Don't make silly mistakes. Iliam says, just turned it on. Looks like things are going great. Yeah. Great. Orange Grove says, I hate it when DBs mirror the receiver and then don't play the ball. Yeah, that's the issue. Is like, that ball was such a jump ball. Nicholson had would have had every opportunity if it gets his head around to make a play on that ball. Just doesn't. You get a replay right here. Abasiri gets in. Like, I like seeing Jide get there that quick. But, yeah, like, Nicholson shouldn't have to hug his receiver and pull him down. Like, Nicholson should be covering that pass, getting his eyes around, seeing where it is, and going up for it and swatting it or catching it himself. Like, you got to be more aware. Yeah. All right, this kickoff for out of bounds? No flag. So, all right, here comes Mayava. Extra important for just my nerves and the nerves of everyone in this fan base that Mayava comes out and, looks calm, that USC's offense doesn't make mistakes here, protect the football, move the ball, get back, let that be the last worrying moment of the game. Yeah, Waymo's back there. Handoff. Okay, so Benuelos. Oh, I didn't look and see who the tackle was. 87, 73. If that was Raymond on the right, then that would mean Jonah Taunu'u was not starting. 12:31 on the clock for the record. 2nd and 8. Mayava, easy money to Mai Lemon. A little behind him, but a little low, but Mai takes care of it. It's good. I liked seeing Mayava sort of try to set his feet a little bit there instead of just rushing that, but yeah. All right. 1st and 10 from the 44, 43. Handoff to Waymo. There you go, Waymo. When he's not fumbling the ball, Waymo is very fun to watch. He's just so silky. So silky. Love the little spin. Matthew says South Florida's about to knock off Florida. Speaking of teams that I think are that's been one of my hotter takes. They have to hit a field goal or something. There's to Nakines, nice. I like getting him involved early here. Oh, first and goal, 22 seconds left. College kickers, though. I don't know if I will declare that one done and dusted, although I am behind, so. All right, 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4 at the 38. 10 seconds on the play clock. Switching the play late. Someone didn't like something. There goes Clay using his first quarter defensive timeout. I gotta shut off Discord. Yeah, my problem with Florida has simply been, like, I think that Florida, there are a lot of teams that are ranked in the, like, teens and the 20s that I feel like are ranked there simply because people like their quarterback. And it's not that I don't respect DJ Lagway. I'm just, I don't know that DJ Lagway is the kind of quarterback at this stage in his career that I trust to carry a team, especially a team that has been as flawed as Florida has been. So, it's the same reason why Oklahoma is ranked, because they have John Mateer. Texas A&M probably also. South Carolina definitely with I got Marcel Reed in my head. That's Texas A&M's. Good running, Waymo. Who's South Carolina's quarterback? Why can't I draw that name?
Lenora Sellers.
Yes, Lenora Sellers. Which is, again, hi, Cigar. Sorry, Sauger. Every time I say it, I'm like, why are you? It's Sauger. Get it right, Alicia. My bad. All right, 3rd and 1, handoff. Waymo being, all right. Me over here saying Waymo being a little bit too patient. Nope, he's fine. I trust Waymo more than me. That's fine. This is gonna be a good angle of this. Yeah, just very nice. Little handoff. He is really, I like, one of the things that I've been working on in College Football 25 is the thing about, like, how in order to have a good run game, you have to stop holding down sprint. Like, one of the key things is to, be patient, wait, find your hole, and then go for it. And that is something that I love about Waymo and all the good. Oh my God! Oh my God, Jacoby! Oh, okay. Anything you can do, I can do better, said Jacoby Lane. My God! That was worse pass interference than DeCarlos Nicholson committed, and an even more impressive touchdown catch. My God, Jacoby. That is obscene. That's obscene. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, take that moment. Take that moment.
Perfect celebration, too.
Yeah.
Just the non-celebration.
Just the hymn. Yeah. My God. I mean, that was going to be pass interference either way. That was catching that ball. Jeez. Big ol' mitts. Let's see this. Touchdown Trojans. That's just wonderful. That's so wonderful. Sticky gloves. My favorite thing about that is he catches it with one hand and never touches it with the other hand at any point.
I can't tell. Is he still wearing the Apple Watch?
Is he wearing? Oh, I didn't notice. That would have been a perfect time to look.
If he does, it's covered by a wristband. Because there's looks like there's at least like a wristband thing.
Which is what I would have guessed you would have to do in order for it to be regulation. Sagar asked if I'm wearing a Cushing jersey. Yes. Yes, when I purchased this jersey, it was Brian Cushing. And then it became...
Are we sure that it still is a Cushing jersey? Like, the numbers are really...
The fact that I bought this when it was a Brian Cushing jersey says a lot about the state of the jersey. Michael, have you noticed that you have final?
Yeah, I'm a
score?
dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. I updated everything but that part. I'm dumb.
Yeah. Matthew says Jacoby can't help but score touchdowns. I mean, he's such a red zone weapon. Like, it's almost like USC doesn't need him to be anything else. Obviously, I would love for him to be more to be more present and to account for more yardage in general. But like if he's just there to catch passes in the end zone, that's all you need. That's all you need. Oh dear, I hope we don't end up paused. This thing fell out.
Spanky in the chat said, is Waymo a verified nickname or just a fan one? It's in the media guide.
Yeah.
So to me, that means it's verified. If he didn't like it, I don't think the SID department would put it in the media guide. At least if he was vocal about not liking it,
I'm looking for the Michigan. There it is.
These the longest commercials ever, or what?
Commercials are endless. Endless. Alton says that it became a John David Booty jersey. No, it's been a lot of people at this point, Cushing.
It's a DJ Shoemate jersey.
Hayes Pollard, right?
Yeah. John Houston.
John Houston. There was another 10 in there. Who's the other 10?
Jack Sears.
Jack Sears. I'm trying to think. There's somebody else. But, yeah. So, I have this jersey. I have a Mark Sanchez number 6 that is similarly old and worn. And then I have a number 2 that was... Who was it when I bought it?
Probably Taylor Mays.
Might have been Robert Woods. It was a face mask too.
I was for a second. I was worried they were going to give him OPI.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of holding. You can't give OPI there if you didn't give OPI to.
No, I agree, but like I think I could see how a flawed read of that would think that it was a push off.
Yeah,
because the way he basically mossed the DB so bad that he got thrown down.
So everyone's naming number 2s. One of the reasons why I chose to get a number 2 is because for me, number 2 is the best non-retired jersey, non-55 jersey in USC history. Steve Smith was my favorite of the receivers in the Pete Carroll, in the early Pete Carroll era. Huge fan of Steve Smith. And then obviously Robert Woods, and then Adoree Jackson, Taylor Mays. I mean, there's a lot of really good players have worn number 2. That's why I was actually really excited when Waymo got number 2, because it was like continue the tradition on the number 2. I've never regretted, not that I've regretted my other jerseys, but like I have always felt very good about my number 2 being
Billy Miller wore number 3.
Billy Miller.
Yeah, LBC Rallies is
not
Billy
Miller.
Who wore number 3.
Yeah. I need a new jersey.
You said that about Zeke Marino. I had a number 9 when I was a kid.
Good stop defense.
That I would wear for Sammy Knight. And then it became a Zeke Marino.
This was good. Who's this off the edge? Speaking of number 10.
That's Shelby.
Yeah.
The play before, Desmond Stevens' blitz off the edge was nice.
Yeah.
How he at least put his hands up. Didn't truly make an impact, but he at least was sort of there.
So
also, J.C. French is back in the game for Georgia Southern.
Okay. Okay, we got a punt. 10 seconds on the clock. That's the response I needed to see from USC's defense. Oh, okay. Mai Lemon chooses not to field that. All right, yeah, USC's offense gets to go back out, and we get to see what they can do. I mean, like I said, like if you give up that one touchdown to Georgia Southern early, and then you just put your foot on the gas and roll, like no problems at all there. But, so yeah, I need a new jersey. Number one, because 2 of my jerseys are just very old and falling apart. My other jersey, the number 2, is like stained at this point, so I don't like to wear it. So yeah, I probably need. It's such an investment. It's such an investment. I already invest too much in buying soccer jerseys. But one of these times. All right, USC's up 7-6. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going poorly yet, I guess is how we can put this. It's not going poorly yet. It's still early. USC is driven down, made some plays. Outside of the fumble and the touchdown given up, it's not the end. Not the death of USC yet. Sane's World says, hey, Alicia, fight on. 6 points are all the Georgia Southern will score today. I like the way you think, Sane. I like the way you think. I would like for that to be true. What kind of stain is it? I don't even know at this point. It's like from something I ate or something like that. I've tried doing all of the, all of the tricks for getting stains out. I've tried doing all of them. It doesn't. It's like an oil stain or something like that. I don't know. There's a couple of them. I have had a bad habit in the past of accidentally washing things with a chapstick in them, putting like in a pocket of something, and then having the chapstick sort of melt and leak out all over like the clothes and cause stains that are absolutely impossible to get out, to the point where I've had to like throw away shirts because of it. I'm just not going to throw away a jersey. That's probably what happened to that one. So probably lasagna, says SJ. Nice callback. I like it. Yeah. I mean, that's also an old jersey. Like that jersey's now 10 years old, like more than 10 years old. So 15 years old. It's been 15 years since I bought a jersey. All right. 7:41 on the clock. 1st and 10. Here comes Mayava with the snap. Oh! Justin Todd. That man has a family, sir. Oh my God. That's... You have a good block when like you have time to celebrate. Oh, great run by Eli Sanders too, but my God, that block. Oh, that's the kind of block you like to see. There you go, Mackay. Come on, get that block, get that block. Is he gone? Is he gone? That's a touchdown, Mai Lemon. Let's go. Okay, so we've had Jacoby Lane make his absurd one-handed catch in the end zone. Classic Jacoby. And now we've had Mai Lemon doing what he can do in the open field, breaking a tackle, getting out there, using a block from, I believe that was Lake McCree, downfield to get a long touchdown. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Love it. That's the kind of plays USC needs their receivers to be making. It gets a hell of a lot easier if you are Jaden Mayava, if you can throw a jump ball to Jacoby Lane and he can one-handed catch it, and if you can throw a little pass over the middle to Mai Lemon and he breaks it for, I mean, he was going to get a first down or close, but dude did the extra, went the extra mile of turning that into a touchdown. This is what you should do. This is what you should do to lesser opposition. That's just beautiful.
At least I was making my picks for underdog on this game.
Uh-huh.
And one of the projections was like a long of like 30-something yards for Mai Lemon's longest catch.
Uh-huh.
And I was so close to like picking that and maybe going lower on that to the point that I thought I did. And I just pulled up my picks. I did not do that. But I have Jaden Mayava lower than 274 passing yards. He's already at $121.
You might get lucky though, because if USC,
my thought was they're going to run the ball a lot, but they're also going to pull them if it's a blowout kind of thing.
I was going to say USC could end up pulling far enough ahead that we see more of Hassan Longstreet than Jaden Mayava like last week. Okay, Alton asks, is Mai Lemon Polynesian?
Yes,
I think so.
He's of Hawaiian ancestry, says
Okay.
Google's AI overview for whatever that's worth.
I mean, we may want to double check that, but no, it sounds right. I wanted to say yes. I just didn't want to be wrong about that. Yeah, Sagar says that Makai is half poly. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like USC's history of Polynesian players is so strong and deep. Like, it's kind of awesome having a Polynesian quarterback throwing to a Polynesian wide receiver like that. Because USC has had a lot of Polynesian stars, but never a quarterback, so pretty cool. Almost had Polynesian quarterbacks and then screwed that up. I see what you did there, Michael. Oh, well, Alton says they are part Hawaiian, so it's good to see more polys. Yeah, I'm Hawaiian by common law marriage. I
mean,
I'm Ohana.
Okay.
I've been told I'm Ohana.
Okay.
My brother's partner is Hawaiian.
You've never been there.
I've never been there. No.
So let's
No, but I'm just saying. My brother is not married his partner, but they've been together long enough. I'm pretty sure they're common law married, and she is Hawaiian. Shout out to Cherokee. All right. 1st and 10 for Georgia Southern. In the backfield. Nice. Who's that getting in there? That's Gentry in the backfield getting his tackle for loss. That's what USC needs him to be doing. Another Abasiri sighting. And the announcer's struggling to say Jide Abasiri. That's fine.
It's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah, way to clean that up.
Just pronounce it as you see it. I think Jide is probably the hardest part.
See, Alton says I'm part of the family too then. See? Okay. That's a decent game on 2nd and 11. So 3rd down. Let's see if the Trojans can get up Get out. I haven't been paying attention to the defensive line rotation, but I've seen Abasiri out there. Haven't noticed if it's Tompkins or somebody else. I imagine it's Tompkins. Trying to get him to jump offside. Yeah, that's Tompkins right there. It is so weird seeing the 8 up front. Is that Gentry out on the edge? Yeah. No. That's Shelby.
That PI?
Oh,
yeah,
bull! Ah! He was probably grabbing, but also from this angle, I get to say that's bullshit.
You're getting called on that every time. Well, okay, maybe not in the Big Ten where they call nothing.
That's weak. That is not Big Ten pass interference. We've seen hand fighting like that.
It's 1,000% Pac-12 PI.
I mean, yeah, it's Pac-12 PI, but that's Chasen Johnson, by the way, the UCF transfer. Not the best, introduction to him, but I thought he was defending it well. I think that's a tough call. I think he gets away with that in Big Ten play, at least the way that they've called it in the past.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a coaching initiative to be a little more handsy if they're going to let them play. Like if the Big Ten refs are going to let them play.
Kamari Ramsey was on top of that like it. Do we know what the crew for this game is?
Should be Sunbelt.
Nice. Again, like even if USC isn't getting home, obviously I want them to be getting home, but I do like this quarterback's taking a beating. Like USC, he is. Oh, jeez, his knee is all bloodied. USC's getting in there. Again, there's a little screen, but well covered. That's nice. Is that Picard? 88? Yeah, Floyd Picard.
Hot damn, that defense.
Love seeing this. This is disciplined defense. This is something that, again, we talked about last week, that teams really tried to take advantage of USC's aggression by running these kinds of screens. And so far this season, USC's not bit on any one of them.
Can we talk about Eric Gentry's hair coming out through the ear hole?
I didn't see that. I was looking down. There's some pressure. Straight up the middle. Is that Tompkins? Yeah. Oh, no, that's Lucas. I must have run a stunt or something. That's beautiful.
You blitz all night.
That's beautiful. That's how you defend on third down. Don't give him time. Let's see what happened. How did he get inside? No, they had him inside. Okay, interesting.
Only sent 5 and still got all that pressure, too.
Picard was in there, too. Love this. This is very encouraging from this front. Very encouraging. Because like we talked about, in the preview episode, this front did not give up sacks to Fresno State. Like they're not a great front, but they... I keep getting so... I forget which game I was watching, but they roughed the kicker, and I was... I'm now nervous every time.
Can I do a little out-of-town scoreboard bit?
Oh, yes. Let's do it.
It's like, old school radio. We're going to throw it over to Michael for some out-of-town scores. Sure. Final score to Eugene, Oregon 69.
Nice.
Oklahoma State 3. In Clemson. Clemson has beaten Troy 27-16. Texas over San Jose State 38-7. Illinois murdered Duke.
Well, it was close.
45-19, mostly in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. South Florida did beat Florida 18-16.
All right, here we go with the first and 10, 21 on the play clock, 20 on the play clock. Mayava hands off to Waymo, I assume?
Yep. I think, is it fair to say that Wayman Jordan just is number one?
Yes, I think it's very clear that Wayman Jordan is RB1. I think that we're going to see Eli Sanders be the guy that they try to get the ball to a little bit through like little screens and the like. But Waymo is definitely primary running back. Love it. Love it. Nice push downfield, too, from Micah Benuelos. Iliam asked, did they boo Helton? All I saw on Twitter before I turned Twitter off was that there was, quote-unquote, a mixed reception.
The hard thing is, like, the road team gets booed no matter who it is.
And the thing is, they normally don't announce the head coach's name when they come out.
I think where you would need to really measure it is right around the tunnel, which our buddy Tim in LA sits right there, so maybe he'll have some
back.
good intel.
Maybe.
By the way, Baylor wins the Self-Righteous Bowl 48-45 over SMU.
Grant says, I need to see it against Big Ten talent, but I'm starting to like this D-line. I think there's a lot to like. I agree. I think it'll feel more real when this front goes up against, some big uglies from the Big Ten. But it is... sorry, Bryce Underwood just threw a very strange deep pass. But at the same time, like, you can only play the team that's in front of you, and you should dominate the teams that are in front of you if you have a talent advantage, if you are just straight up better than them. And I think that right now, that's what USC is doing to this front. Even more so, it feels like, than last week. In terms of, I feel like they're even getting to the quarterback even quicker. Here's Mayava going long. Makai! Can he outrun him? Yes, he can! That's beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. That was a great throw from Mayava. The reason that Mai Lemon scores that touchdown is because he's able to catch that in stride perfectly. That is a beautiful throw from the quarterback. That's the thing about Mayava. Like, his highs are really damn high. He has a great skill set. There's a reason that Lincoln Riley recruited him, and USC had to beat out Georgia to get him. The skill set he has is so exciting. He just needs to keep it calm. He just needs to maintain composure, make good decisions. And I don't think he has been tested yet in terms of being put under the kind of pressure that can force bad decisions. They're asking me to say it. Okay, here's the replay. Touchdown, Trojans. I'm going to wait until in the replay he gets to the end zone, and then I'll say, touchdown, Trojans. That's my line now.
It's so cringe. It is.
You did this.
I know you did it. You did it.
Yeah. Sean says, Michael, you should have taken the over on them yards. Yeah.
The higher, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, the higher.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at what
Spanky says that Ryan Abraham reported the crowd booed Helton for what it's worth.
195 yards for Jade Mayava. And so my pick of lower on 274.5 is not looking good.
Okay, so but my question, I guess, for the booing Helton thing is, again, they opted to announce his name as his team ran out the tunnel. When teams run out of the tunnel, USC fans at the Coliseum boo the away team. It doesn't matter who's leading them out of the tunnel or whatever. It's like, that's what you do. You boo. So were they booing Helton? Was it particularly loud boos for an opposing team coming out of the tunnel? I don't know. Would have been nice to be there. Like, this would have been a great game for me to be able to report back as like a photographer, because that's where I would have been right there and would have been able to say if they were meaningful. But Marcelo says, the bridge between you and your life goals is made of being cringe. That's a beautiful line, Marcelo. That's a beautiful line. I would agree to a certain degree in the sense that, like, I do think that one of the lessons that I've had to learn in life. Oh, nice I don't know if he got a tip on that, but it sure looked like he might have. I've had to learn to be less self-conscious. And, like, if I'm cringe, I'm cringe, you know? West Texas Mike asks if our miserable experience in Boulder killed Rock covering games, and Sean asked, do y'all miss being on the field or being in the press box? The miserable experience in Boulder
I miss it every day.
Did not kill Rock being on the field. Honestly, COVID did. COVID killed it because I was running Reign of Troy.
I would say AB5 killed it.
Well, I mean, yes, this is true. AB5 played a role, but like COVID happening resulted in me switching to the news desk. And once I was working on the news desk, I couldn't spend Saturdays at the Coliseum anymore, which I do absolutely miss it. I miss it so much. That was such a joy in my career, an unexpected joy in my career, to be on the sideline taking photos, being there for some really cool moments. If I had a choice, I would be back there. I would if you went to me and said tomorrow your work situation and all of that kind of stuff could not be disrupted, but you could go back and shoot USC games, I would definitely say yes. I would do that again. Jaw Jarrett's out there, and he's huge. Okay, 1st and 10 for Georgia Southern. Let's watch the game. Let's stop talking. Oh, interception!
What a pick. Jesus.
Wait, hold on. So was it not Nicholson who had the PI earlier? Now I'm getting mixed up.
It was Bishop Fitzgerald earlier. This was...
Oh, okay. Sorry, DeCarlos. Bishop Fitzgerald was the one who had the pass interference on the touchdown.
Yes, and this was
DeCarlos Nicholson, which makes more sense about why that went down the way it did, because it was a safety and not a corner. This is a great interception by DeCarlos Nicholson. Terrible, terrible decision to throw that ball. Absolutely terrible, but very good coverage.
How does he even catch this?
That's good coverage by Desmond. That's Desmond Stevens out there, I think, covering deep. That's the linebacker. Way to stay on him. And then, Nicholson ball hawking. Love it. That's beautiful. All right, I mean, we got to say, this game started a little bit nervous. The recipes for a potential upset or a nervous game were there between the fumble and the touchdown given up. Ever since then, USC has been flawless. All right, Mayava hands off to, this is Eli Sanders. Oh, we get to see him run again. We get to see Sanders, almost got to see him in full stride. He had to stop, but the crazy thing, USC has had a lot of success with, obviously, the running back transfer recruitment that USC has had. But, like, it always felt like there was a very clear 1-2 in terms of, like, quality. Austin Jones was perfectly serviceable back, but like he was clearly not at the level that that Travis Dye. Oh, another low one. See, that one you couldn't get away with, but
I feel like a lot of the throws have been like low drives.
Yeah,
which I think could have its times where that's not ideal.
Yeah,
but it's the first time it's really been an issue.
Yeah. Well, he has to fit it in between the two defenders, so it is a little bit of a tricky spot. But yeah, that's there for the taking. Eli Sanders, 2nd and 10 for USC, 6 seconds on the play clock. By the way, here goes Mayava. You see these little. Yeah, it was a little bit too obvious. That one got blown up. the Eli Sanders of it all is like Eli Sanders is a more electric running back than Austin Jones was, I guess is my point here. As your number 2, like he might be up there with USC's more electric number 2 options. 3rd and 15. Yeah, this is see what Maiava can do here, but not a great situation. It's dangerous. And that was not going to result in anything. So, yeah. All right, well, can't be perfect. I called them perfect, and and that clearly jinxed, so that's fine. Yeah, not... Elaine says that was a rough series for Maiava. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely his worst series of the game.
It was a rough series, but also those last 3 plays, it was the miss. The miss is on him, on the low pass. The slip screen, I don't think the slip screen is on him. Like the slip screen is always tough because the whole point is that you let the defensive line in. So there's always an inherent risk there. And they let them in, but also didn't make the blocks after. Well, they didn't get Eli Sanders to slip past them. You know what I mean?
It was either too obvious or the Georgia Southern defenders were on top of, the look and knew what was coming. And
yeah,
if you know a screen is coming, that screen's not going to work. So KG asked, aren't we going to rotate other running backs? I think the primary backs will be Waymo and Eli Sanders. Brian, I still haven't heard, is Brian Jackson out or not? He was injured, so I don't know that we're going to see him, especially not in the game currently going the way that it is. If he was even questionable for this game, I wouldn't throw him in there. Give him another week to rest up. This is the advantage of starting the season the way that USC has started. So I would expect, unless they really want to use Brian Jackson, that we'll see Harry Dalton and King Miller, fan favorite King Miller. I have this now weird fantasy about King Miller being so good that USC fans end up needing to make shirts that say "Who is King Miller," and it just to be the running joke. I want to see him get a touch in this game and take it to the house again, and then everyone just be shouting "Who is King Miller? Who is King Miller?" That's King Miller. So
scoreboard update, by the way.
Grant confirms that Jackson is out. By the way, go ahead.
Scoreboard update from Starkville. ASU down 10-0, and they just had to punt on a 4th and 36 from their own 2-yard line to ASU. So Mississippi State is starting the ball at midfield, up 10. It's not looking good for ASU.
Not good. But like I said, we've seen a lot of upset sort of looks, and then they get flipped around in the end. So you never know. You never know. Yeah. All right. I have very little to complain about. We love that. We love that. Waymo is 9 for 62 yards. Sanders is 1 for 19. Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. USC has only 1 sack, but 3 tackles for loss. And an interception. Yeah. Georgia Southern's sack-adjusted rushing yardage is 19. Their average rushing yards is 2. So not a great day for Clay Helton so far. Yeah. There's the observatory. I've been watching reaction videos to people watching Fallout. The climax of the Fallout series is at the observatory. That's fun. All right, 4th and 15. First punt of the season.
What do you think about a punter wearing Johnny Morton's number 80?
It's not a bad punt. Why is he... Okay, bro. I don't. What number should a punter wear?
I think a punter, in my opinion, the punter and the place kicker should wear numbers that nobody else wants.
Well, maybe no one else wants 80.
No, that's fair. That's totally valid.
Although Carson Tabarachi, maybe that's the number he should have had.
That's also valid.
We don't like the 24 for Carson Tabarachi. It's not a good tight end number. I still can't get over it's Connor Onion. What a name. What a name. Marcella says, don't say it's not a good day for Clay, Alicia. Wait till you see this team in November.
And they still control their own destiny in the Sun Belt.
They do control their own destiny in the Sun Belt. There's some pressure. Oh, that's a nice throw. That's a nice throw and catch. I'll give him that. Especially with a man in his face.
These Gasso helmets are gas.
I like them.
Yeah, they're great.
I like them a lot. The little mat.
The thing
we call this mat? Yeah.
The thing I don't like about their logos is their interlocking GS that's on Clay's hat. Looks terrible.
I'll look the next time. 1st and 10, some motion. That is a nice catch.
That the epitome of a back shoulder throw.
Yeah.
More maybe like a
too far back shoulder.
Like a back ankle throw.
All right. 2nd and 5. 20 on the play clock. More motion. Nice tackle. All right, Kamari. That's good. Force the 3rd down. I'll take that.
It's 3rd down.
Okay, who's that on the yeah, it's Kobe Pepe.
I'm not going to do that anymore, sorry.
Yeah, Kobe you can't be getting turned over like that. You need your run stopper to be in there. Third and 2. What is... too easy. Way too easy.
The line just stopped getting pushed
Yeah.
all of a sudden?
Yeah. Well, is it a personnel thing? Well, that's Tompkins. No, is that Silver?
It's Silver in there, yeah. Silver's 9, correct?
Yeah. Jarrett's 0. Who's holding him up there? Still getting more maybe a hold or something? Oh no, like a face mask? Hands to the face? Yeah, that's usually a good sign that there's hands to the face. Lineman or blocker. Braylon Shelby. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's been good so far, but also I would appreciate if USC didn't, you give up a touchdown here and suddenly the game's not as comfortable as it was. Let's see. Where's the ball? That's nice stop. That's good from Shelby, I think. Michael, what do you think of the neck gaiters?
You gotta give me an example of this.
Like Shelby's got the...
Oh, that little neck thing?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
Right,
I wonder if it's a cooling mechanism.
It might be. Okay.
Wide open. That's twice.
Yeah.
Bishop.
Bishop in the the scene of the crime. He immediately turned around and was looking angrily at somebody, or was he looking at the ref? Maybe he got pushed. Yeah, he was pissed at somebody. I'm not sure.
It's not a push, so I don't know what he wants.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Can't be paying your defensive coordinator the most of any coordinator in college football. And be having these issues. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right, we're still not nervous. But we're not as content as we were.
I think I'm more
ago.
worried about the lack of any sort of penetration up front that drive. The breakdown's bad, obviously, but
Yeah.
They didn't have penetration at all in the entire drive.
Yeah.
Following a drive in which they were in the backfield on every single play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't want to pin it totally on this because I can't say I've been paying that close of attention, but to me the missing link there is J.D. Abasiri at this point. He's the only lineman I hadn't seen out there that was doing a lot of the getting into the backfield. So, Miguel asked, what am I drinking? This is a whiskey sour. This is Bulleit's pre-made whiskey sour. It's good. I like it. I love a whiskey sour. I got, I'm a White Russian kind of gal, and I got...
Wait, hold on, you're White Russian and Hawaiian?
Yeah. I got some Kahlua the last time I was at Costco, thinking I still had some vodka. We don't have any vodka, so I can't do my White Russians. So for now, we'll stick with the whiskey sours. No egg white. Yeah, no egg white because ain't nobody got time for that. Number one, ain't nobody got time for having eggs in the first place. And yeah, no, I'm not an egg white person. I mean, would I like to have the complete experience? Sure. Am I going to go out of my way to do the egg white thing to have it in my drink? No, it is not worth it to me. What I'm really missing, what I really wish I had is some red wine. Because I would love to do a New York sour with the wine float on top. The problem is, oh, there's Mackay on the return. The problem is that I live in a household, where I am the only wine drinker, so it's hard for me to have to number one, I don't want to open a bottle of wine to do a wine float on my whiskey sour, because then I'll have to drink said bottle of wine alone, and I don't have great tolerance, so I'm not someone who can drink the bottle of wine alone by myself in one night, so then I have to use a little vacuum bin thing to try and save it, but then it starts to go bad, and then I'm feel obligated to be drinking the wine. There's Waymo. There you go. Yeah, so it's just
that's a late hit, right?
That looked like a late hit to me, but they don't seem to be calling it.
It's just maybe it's just the perception of the TV perspective, the angle, whatever.
Yeah. So Mackay seems to have taken a little hit. Seems to come up not all there. All right, here's Mayava, 2nd and 4. Oh, okay. I basically what happened was I praised Jade Mayava. I praised him. And since I praised him, he has decided to be not good anymore. He's just been so off target. All right, 3rd and 4. Waymo in the backfield. Makai's back on the field. Mayava going deep to Jacoby. Again interfered with, and again makes this time a basket catch. That was not I don't know how I feel about that throw, because that's a 3rd down YOLO, but, you know, maybe he saw the hold and just was like, screw it. That catch.
I feel like that's mostly like you have one-on-one with Jacoby. You're just going to trust Jacoby
take him
there.
Down. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't care for the lob there either.
No, that's a bailout. You can get away with that against Georgia Southern. I don't know. You can keep doing that against better defenses. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. Handoff to Waymo. Nice push. Jacoby was pretty quiet in the first game. Had that one drop. He's not dropping things tonight. I say knocking on wood because, you know, famous last words. 2nd and 5, 15 on the play clock for the record. Keeper by Mayava. Nice little run. Oh, okay. He got caught. But I love the idea. I want him to feel confident to pull it and then have the vision to see that hole. That was there. I mean, just not a little bit too slow, but I like that. All
I
right,
just noticed Mayava's not wearing the 808 face mask anymore.
Oh. No. Oh. Well, I suppose he can say that was a throwaway if he was. Roger Dodger says he's bad. Yeah, Roger, it seems that you are bad luck. Either it's me being too complimentary of this team or it's you watching. I choose to blame you. Yeah. Well, we get to see Ryan Sayeri, the kicker. "26 yards. Dead on. Easy money. Good for him. Shout out to our buddy Saman, who is excited that USC has a Persian kicker. Roger turned off the TV, so we got a few minutes to test this, Roger. My ears are falling out like crazy. Oh, I gotta find a better solution for. Spanky's blaming Roger. Yeah. KG says, if the defense has no penalties, they do not score. That's my take. I mean, yeah, but also penalties are like penalties. You are at fault for your penalties to a certain point. So, I still think it's a little bit of a concern. It's a concern to be having apparent miscommunications. It's a concern to, be giving up third down conversions and. Marcel asks, I don't see how you can wear earbuds and over-the-ear cans for 3+ hours and the CarCast. Now, the plus side is I don't need the earbuds for the CarCast. The over-the-ear is for the mics, and the AirPods are for the computer audio, which theoretically, like, I could use the headphones to connect to Bluetooth, but then I can't connect the Bluetooth. And
we could run the game audio off of my my computer.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be synced. Like it wouldn't
necessarily be synced for you.
No,
we can just have it as monitoring and then just not stream it that way, which would work because then you only need to wear one set of headphones. But it wouldn't necessarily be synced to your.
Here's the thing: the headphone earbud thing is actually very comfortable because my AirPods are very comfortable, and the over-the-ear headphones are just big enough that it doesn't really press down too much. The issue is just that when the AirPod sort of comes loose sometimes, then I have to go fix it. The thing is, like, some behind the scenes, Michael and I both have our PlayStations in here, hooked up to our monitors. And so when we're both playing a game, I wear my gaming headset, and sometimes I will, so that I can have the audio from the game, but then sometimes, like, I'll be watching a TV show or something like that on the other screen, and then I'll have the AirPods on that with the gaming headset over the top. So, like, this is very normal for me, actually, in a weird way. So it's it's just one of those things. It's just what it is. My only issue again is that they kind of come loose, which I theoretically could resolve by just get the little plastic insert things that keep them attached to your ear a little bit. Sagar asks, what's everyone door dashing for halftime/dinner? I'm thinking thin crust pizza. I will be having pizza, but it's left over from last night.
Oh, are you claiming that?
It's my pizza.
Well, I had some for lunch.
Oh.
There's still 2 slices for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know me. I eat like a pigeon, so that should be enough. All right, here's 1st and 10 for Georgia Southern, 20 on the play clock. Going... What a catch! Oh, he didn't get inbound. That... Yeah.
Isn't that the best kind of opponent catch?
The ones that's like it's an impressive catch, but also he didn't get his foot in bounds. Might have been a catch. No, it's not. He was fumbling it. Okay. So not a great catch. 2nd and 10. Again, this run, First and 10, Georgia Southern. Finding running room. This is a screen, very obviously, and they're breaking it. Well, Georgia Southern's starting to get moving. West Texas Mike, you're ready to yell this run defense sucks again? I'm not saying it sucks, but, like, I'm just saying...
Can I blame Coach Helton for this?
I need to see it be better than this against opponents like this. Like, one of the keys to being able to beat Michigan is to force Bryce Underwood to have to beat you as a true freshman. And if you... All right. There's a completion
This is just
for
way
Georgia
too
Southern.
easy right now. It's way too easy right now.
It's very, very easy for them right now. And I don't know what changed. Who's number 4? Am I going crazy? Oh, that's Jakeem Stewart. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are playing him at tackle. All right, 1st and 10. There's Jakeem in the backfield very quick.
Double pass.
That's good. There you go. Gentry there? Yeah. Did Stewart beat his man or did they let him through? This is my question. Oh, yeah, no, he just got in there from the pulling. Very quick for his size. 2nd and 14.
The way the D kind of snuffed out that double pass was nice because like nobody bit.
Yeah.
So there were 5 Trojans back in that area where the receiver was.
Well, and it was they had every element of that covered. They tried.
Yeah.
They
Even
had
on the far side.
Yeah, even on the far side, it was covered.
Which he was never going to make that far side pass.
No,
still,
like
yeah.
it was. But if the play had been designed to go there, then it would have been. Yeah. All right, 3rd and 7. See if they can get off the field and turn what has been a not great drive into a decent ending. And quarterback's running. There's Gentry making the stop. But they're going to get a field goal attempt. If I was them, I would go for it on 4th down, but that's just me. Good covering speed from Gentry.
They are going
but
to go for it.
yeah, if they're going, I mean, like I said, like this defense has been so bad on 4th down. What do you have to lose if you're Georgia Southern? I mean, I suppose if you kick a field goal, you're within 1 score, which does matter. But given USC's track record on 4th, like
you're only going to win this game with momentum swings.
Yeah.
You need the momentum swing
Yeah.
of scoring a TD here.
they just getting a look.
Southern.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they send the kicking team out now. Okay. All right. I am not panicking in the 2nd quarter of the 2nd game about the defense.
Pessimistic Alicia is out in full force.
I said I'm not panicking. I am not panicking. That's my words were I am not panicking. I am not panicking. They are sending the offense back out, and USC has the opportunity now to show us all that they can get a 4th down stop. This is an opportunity for USC's defense. This is a very good opportunity. Let's see what they do with this opportunity. Opportunity knocks, USC.
All right, chat. Let's slow the roll on the spoilers here.
Oh! I mean, they got it. They got the stop. They got the stop. I will say, like, that was a screen, so they were letting guys through, but also I think they weren't prepared for how quickly those guys got through. Jakeem Stewart's just so quick. That's probably covered. Stevens is probably on top of that unless he misses the tackle, which is always possible, but I think he would have. I think he would have been there. But not great execution by Georgia Southern. But I do think USC would have gotten the stop there. At least I hope. So we'll take that. Yeah, Ty says even if he caught it, it would have been a stop, I think. Yeah, just for everyone in the chat who's new, so that because I am definitely behind people because Fubo is just slow, and other people are going to be seeing the games at different points because of different streaming services and cable and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure that try not to react to things in the chat until it's clear that I have seen them. So then people can try to like sync to where I'm at more or less, but try not to spoil things in the chat. So yeah, just trying to keep from spoilers. Yeah, KG said immediate pressure on the QB and good D. Yeah, the thing about screens is that like they're designed to let the pressure through, but they can get blown up if the pressure gets through too quickly. Like that's a good way to stop a screen. if you need to give it time to develop still. So if you get there quick enough and upset the throw and make it more difficult for the running back to catch that, then that's good. Big stop, gets out of dodge. It's got to be Cesare. Cesare Borgia. I'm having Assassin's Creed flashbacks. Says we need a long drive to give the defense time to recover. Yeah, I think USC needs a long drive just to prove that they can. I think that they need to get Maiava back in a rhythm. They need to, scoring now would go a long way. We've talked in the past about the middle eight being a problem for Lincoln Riley teams at USC. So, we're getting close to the middle eight. If we aren't there already, I haven't looked at the clock. So the important thing here is just, getting things right. This couple weak drives for USC's offense would be nice to see them show that they're still in control here. Johnny says, I definitely see trouble for this defense down the road, maybe as soon as next week. Joe says this team needs a talking to. The defense cannot be this bad against a terrible Georgia Southern team. The season is over if this defense continues to be this bad. I guess the optimistic take would be that these are just some growing pains and that USC is out there being quite aggressive with the defensive rotation, certainly up front. So it could be, here's Maiava in the pocket, clean pocket. Nice! Way to get it over top to Lake McCree. Good pocket, good composure in that pocket, and he gets that up over top of the defender there, linebacker, I think. That's a nice throw. That's very nice. And good job on McCree to bring that down. A little bit of a late hit there. Yeah, it's a good. All right. Here's a handoff to Eli Sanders. Good blocking downfield. That's a combo. Elijah Page and I think it must have been McCree or one of the tight ends. I think it was McCree. Really good blocking downfield to give Sanders the room there. I love. Oh no, sorry, Tobias Raymond. That was Tobias Raymond. Not must have had him pulled. That was great. Nice to see him doing that. Oh, they have him back. Oh, okay, Tobias. Jacoby, sir, that was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. That was a good play. They have Tobias Raymond back in at guard. He had that great block outside for the Eli Sanders run, and then gets eaten alive on this next play. But Maiava is able to get it out to Jacoby Lane, who tries to very disrespectfully jump over a defender. Yeah. Robbie says, I'm not sure I love that. Yeah.
Jacoby's trying to get more XP by doing crazy stuff.
I know. I just don't want Jacoby to get more injury by doing that kind of stuff. He's like, okay, I've already got the one-handed catch. I got to add the hurdle. What's the next flashy thing he could try? Like a between the legs catch, flip into the end zone. West Texas Mike says today's players are obsessed with needlessly jumping over their opponents. Yeah, because it's one of the coolest things you can do on a football field. It is the most disrespectful and coolest thing you could do on a football field as an offensive player. Yeah, Raymond got eaten alive. Goodbye, Mayaba, to get that out. Yeah, I'm just not sure that's the best route Jacoby could have taken. Like, Collier wasn't like diving for him.
Jacoby's also so physical. He might be able to just push
lower
that
your
guy.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Marcelo says that, you know what the coolest thing you can do as a football player is win. Yeah, I mean, that too. That too. You can win and hurdle a dude, though. Yeah, just don't get hurt. Just don't get hurt. All right, 1st and 10 from the 14. 33 seconds on the clock. And nope. Lions! Yes! Tight end touchdown. That's 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row. 1, 2. Tight end touchdown. 1, 2, 3. Tight end touchdown. I don't know what to do with my fingers. My Alba knew that was a touchdown as soon as he let that ball go. I didn't see it until it came to develop. I think that I was slightly worried because they've run that play. Last year they used to do that kind of thing with Lake McCree, and Lake couldn't really get to the edge. This year Lake looks much more healthy and spry, so maybe they could, but like Walker Lyons just has that little extra gear. That was really nice. Oh, much better. Much better. Sean points out the wide receiver blocking in the end zone. Yeah, let's see. I want to see this replay because I didn't notice it first. Yeah. Nice little dump. Yeah.
This is one.
Yeah, because Jacoby, great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
That play is one of my favorite plays in the game too.
Yeah.
Little.
I have
tight end flat there.
I have expected Lions to like leap into the end zone, like, you know, do a thing, but he just kept it simple. Ilium says, never in the history of football has a fan base been less happy to be up 31-13 at halftime. I don't know. I don't think you spend enough time around Alabama fans. Most fan bases are miserable, is what it is. But yeah, that's two games in a row. USC getting the tight end involved intelligently and effectively. That's, you love to see that. Absolutely love to see it. It was a good linebacker. I mean, a good tight end drive. Good to see that from them. And good from, I mean, Mayaba was on target, which he'd sort of had some rough throws there. It was good. KG asked, you guys think Georgia Southern will shut down the second half? I guess it depends on how I interpret the question. Do I think that Georgia Southern will shut down?
They will shut down. They will not do anything in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised, really, if this was the game that ended up like last week's score, where, you know, SC wins this 50-something-13 or something like that.
And off again.
Then again, runs like those make me think that that's not the case.
I do not. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I like OJ Arnold as a runner, but USC isn't even making this hard for him. USC isn't even forcing him to have to get yak yards here. There's just openings. I don't like it. I am concerned. I need to start paying better attention about the why there. Last week it felt like the linebackers, particularly Desmond Stephen, they were getting washed out of the play and not closing up those gaps. I haven't been paying close enough attention to see if that's what's going on here or if the defensive line is. It feels like the holes are wide open though from the defensive line perspective. So I don't know. Here's another handoff, and again, the linebackers are not there to make the play.
O.J. Arnold's last 3 runs, 10, 13, and 8 yards.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this approach. All right, 1st and 10, 20 seconds on the play clock. Anthony Lucas and a sack for Cam Fountain. Love it. That felt like a team sack. That was everybody doing their job. Anthony Lucas bodied a dude. Much better. This highlight package has been slightly strange. Yeah, Paul H says I'm scared of Big Ten play now. I mean, I don't want to overreact to an early game where they might be trying stuff out. I don't know. Might just be getting used to the rotation or. Yeah, LBC Robbie says they're in that 2-5-2, which is why the run gaps. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's certainly potential for why, but I guess the point of the 2-5-2, I guess, would be to say you're supposed to have guys coming in and filling those gaps. So the gaps are going to exist, but you're supposed to have a linebacker in there to plug them. West Texas Mike says Alicia has USC going 6-6 again. I mean, I already have USC going 7-5, so like that's already my pick. The way the offense is playing, I do think that offensively, I don't have very many complaints. I still think we need to see, prove that Mayava can consistently, make the plays against tougher opposition. But we did see him do that in games, as much of a roller coaster as it was. We did see him do that in games last year. So offensively, I don't have too much of an issue. Even the offensive line hasn't been perfect, but they're not catastrophic, which is sort of where I've been when it comes to the offensive line. Just don't be catastrophic and let the playmakers make their plays. And that's what they've been mostly doing. So that's that. But like USC, in order to be successful this year, needs the defense to take that step forward. Because, maybe USC's offense comes out and is a top 10 offense. That's what Lincoln Riley's offenses have been for his entire career. I'm not going to predict that because of the offensive line uncertainty. So USC, let's say, has a 15th offense. In order to win the games that USC needs to win and be consistent, like the defense needs to be up more in the range of a top 25 defense. If we're talking about USC being ranked and competing. And, the defense is the thing that's concerning me right now. Because again, it feels like the same structural problems. What was that? Ordinary Adonis says, I tell myself I'm not going to get angry, and once again I fail. I didn't even get this frustrated watching my wife's team get destroyed by Oregon. Woof, it's not a good day to be an Oklahoma State fan. Woo, that was woof. All right, 3rd and 13. USC's got the pass rushers out there sending blitz. Oh, there he goes. That's a good blitz by Anthony Lucas. Way to shoot through that gap. Beautiful. Yeah, Anthony Lucas is having a good game. It's a pass rusher. Yeah, this little twist. Love it. And Tompkins and Fountain's consistent. Like, I just think Cam Fountain's such a good player. He's consistently at the scene, sort of almost providing the assist. Love that. Johnny asks, is it me or has Gentry been eerily quiet in these 2 games so far? He's been less quiet in this game than he was in the first one. He's made some good tackles. I don't know if they gave him credit for the tackle for loss early, because I don't think he finished it. But yeah, he's been a little bit quiet. I don't know if I'm pushing the panic button yet on Gentry, though. Because I think that if I was a defense, if I was an offense, I would be directing plays away from him too. So I don't know if that's... All right, there's the punt. Mackay's letting it bounce. All right, 1:31. Is USC going to be aggressive and see this is a perfect opportunity to run essentially a 2-minute drill. Yeah, Alberto says you can look at what they're running and see it's vanilla. Let's wait until we play Illinois. I think we'll see less rotation and better play calling from both sides. Yeah, Alberto, I think that, again, that's why I'm not trying to push the panic button. I think it's possible that they're testing things, testing players, seeing who they can and can't rely on. I think these games are your opportunity to get a look at what you got and what you don't got, and part of that process is finding out what you don't got, and that's frustrating for us. But from a coaching perspective, if that's what they're doing, that's okay. An incompletion. 2nd and 10. I don't know if this was. Yeah, it's not easy, but. Marcelo rebuts regarding vanilla plays. We said that during the Grinch era, and it was not true. The magic secret good plays never came. Yeah, that's totally fair. That's well, good to get a couple of yards there from Sanders. They're gonna shut up shop here, and I hate that. 3rd and 8. 30 seconds on the play clock. They're sending a safety blitz. Or at least they're showing it. Nope. Bailed. I have a roll. Did that end up... What? I don't understand what just happened. Hold on. Okay. Mayava rolls prematurely, in my opinion. Waits way too long to get this out to... Did that kick up? Is that kicked? I need a different angle. He thinks he thinks he did. This will be it. Yeah, it hit the ground. Yeah. Bruh, that would have been one of those. That would have been just yikes. But yeah, no, that was Mayava needs to do better there. I thought he bailed on the pocket too early. He had Lemon way earlier than he went. Matt asked, why is he throwing that in the first place? I mean, yeah, if he's going to throw it, he's got to throw it much earlier. Much, much earlier. Lucky not to have that be a problem. Yeah, it's a bad decision. Okay, here's a punt. Fair catch. Oh, muff. Ooh. Well. And some pushing and shoving. All right, 43 seconds. Let's see if USC's defense can take care of business here. Okay. You know, for a second there, it felt like we were going to have just a super peaceful, no problem kind of game. Okay. 1st and 10, 24 seconds on the clock. There's some motion. Well, that time they got the run stop. I think they're running this clock. Yeah. Yeah, Clay's not gonna go for it. Okay. That's a cool shot with the visor. Yeah, this is gonna go to halftime. That's nice play by again, Anthony Lucas. He's feeling himself today. Good to see. The flag. Come on, just let the half end. Just let the half end. Mark says, I will say in college football 25 and 26, Georgia Southern scored the most points on me than any other team. Yeah. It's always one of those. Hands to the face on Desmond Stevens. I mean, they're still not in field goal range, and I don't think they're in Hail Mary range. So what are they going to do? Just there's G-Day in the tackle. Okay. Chris says, so happy I don't have to keep refreshing Twitter to get the takes. Love this idea. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was, I mean, okay, let's be realistic here. That was not a bad half of football from USC. USC's up 31-13. I've watched a lot of games today where teams were in much worse predicaments than USC in this game. I think the bad feelings stem from the sameness of the things that USC is doing wrong. If Mayava had stayed clean and not had some throws that were questionable at best, I think, and off target, I think it'd just be easier to feel really good about the offensive performance. And then defensively, again, it's, they've given up 2 touchdowns. It's not the end of the world. It's the how they've been given up. It's the running lanes that have been opened up. It's the breakdowns in the secondary. Again, it's not a bad performance. It's not a great performance. And again, like we talked about, the problem with this kind of game is that you just learn so much more negative in these kinds of games than you are ever going to learn positive. So the things that we're learning right now are more of the concerning level. I think it's, it's also one of those. It's also one that you have to accept that this is September. This is game number 2 against a team that we've talked about. Like, this isn't a good Georgia Southern team, but like, they play hard. Clay Helton teams tend to play hard, for all their flaws. So it's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. At halftime, French has 119 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. O.J. Arnold has 6 carries for 39 yards. He's averaging 6.5 yards per carry. That's for Georgia Southern. Mayava is 12 of 18 for 304 yards and 4 touchdowns. His passer rating is 281.9. Like, so again, he's not having a bad game. Like, he's not. He's having a very objectively good game. It's just the incompletions. Even though there's only 6 of them, I think they've been mostly 6 of the concerning types. So, it's should he be having better than a 300-yard 4-touchdown first half? Yeah, probably. Is it fair to be, acting like it's the end of the world when he's doing that? Like, I think it's fine. Wayman Jordan has 11 carries for 73 yards, averaging 6.6 per carry. Mai Lemon has 4 catches for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Lane 3 for 91, 1 touchdown. So, like, the offense is has put up points. It's just I think that the inconsistency in the way that, I think for me, it's the way that this offense just sometimes just falls off a cliff. And it's not just like for one drive and then they get it together. It's like when they fall off a cliff, it's usually 2 or 3 drives in a row. And that can be problematic. That can spiral a little bit. So sort of resolving that would be a plus. Yeah, Brian says offense B, defense D. Yeah. Definitely offense B plus for me. Defense, I'll give them a C. I don't think they've been terrible. They've gotten pressure. They've gotten the stops. They just haven't been. They've just been a little more vulnerable than I would like, So, all right, Michael. Do we have the little pause graphic?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go take a halftime break. I think we're gonna take the puppies out as Mr. Badger tries to chew on my hand, and then we will be back for the second half. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Ah, fuck. Whoop. I may or may not be back.
You're back.
If my headphones will allow it. There's kickoff. For those who are trying to... I think I'm behind, though. I think I need to jump up to watch live. Okay. 1st and 10.
The chat is saying the Dodgers are throwing a no-hitter. A no-hitter for the Dodgers. Did you hear about that?
That's better. Okay. First and 10. That's Gentry making the stop in the middle. Still don't like that they got 4 yards on that, but oh, it's Yamamoto. Freaking Yamamoto. All right. That's another screen, but they have that one well covered. Oh, Gentry. I think that was mostly a collision in a sensitive area. Okay, 3rd and 5. Getting off the field right here would be a nice statement for USC's defense. 15 seconds on the play clock. This little roll. Nice. That's Longstreet. Kevin Longstreet. Good defending. I'll be honest, I'm surprised at how much we've seen of Kevin Longstreet. I mean, injuries have obviously played a role, but he's done well. He's done really well. Okay, here's a punt. 5 seconds on the play clock. No return for Lemon. All right. Okay, all right. Sorry, just getting my bearings. Of course, I'm congested again. 1st and 10, 18 on the play clock. Here's a handoff to Waymo. Waymo for 10, 12 yards. Easy money. Just keep giving Waymo the ball. I still challenge Lincoln Riley to a drive of just handing the ball off to Waymo. Maybe not this game. This is maybe not the one. Oh, that's looks like an offside because they haven't called it. That's fine. That's good. Oh, I kept forgetting. I was going to do some polls today in the chat. But I forgot. Now I don't know what. I like the decision by Mayava there. All right, 1st and 10, 14 on the play clock. Hand off to Waymo. And it's just like it's 5+ yards a pop. Very easy. Oh my God. I was gonna give you my smaller normal glass. I guess Michael wants me drunk on the pod, guys. The dogs took longer than expected to take out, so Michael heated up my pizza and brought me a refill of my.
It's mostly ice.
I don't think you realize how much whiskey sour this is.
I'll drink the rest of it if you don't want it. It's mostly ice.
I greatly appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. That's lovely. Okay, 3rd and 4. You gonna run the ball? I would run. No, I wouldn't run the ball here. They're staying in the box. Oh, gets the edge. Okay.
Wayman Jordan up to 132 yards rushing. Oh, sorry. I'm shutting up.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, Waymo. Oh, love that downfield blocking. Let's go. Touchdown. Yes. Oh, Waymo. Oh, Waymo. He's so good. He's so good. Bill asks, why are you so far behind? Because Fubo likes to be like 50 seconds behind. I'm live on Fubo. He's so good. He's so good. So fluid. Good block. 50.
So that's why he has 132 yards rushing. I looked at the stats. I'm like, how does he have 132 yards rushing like already? And I looked up on the stat in the stat broadcast, and it said that he had just scored a touchdown. I'm like, oh, okay, that explains.
Yeah, all streaming services will be slightly behind like cable through a wire or whatever. YouTube TV definitely is less of a lag than Fubo in my experience. But the thing is that I get Fubo through work. So, I would love to use YouTube TV, but I'd have to pay for YouTube TV, and I don't care for doing that. So,
Fubo is so easy. The only issue is the being behind slightly.
Yeah.
I know some people complain about the streaming quality, but 99% of the time we're just watching on our computers anyways. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's the issue. I have another streaming option, but that tends to be even further behind. So, and I can check where that one is. Where are we? Is UCLA having trouble? People have been talking about it in the chat. Oh, God. Oh, Jake. They're making me actually feel bad for UCLA. This is rough. Okay, I cannot find... Where's USC's game?
Good Lord, 23-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Purdue was tied 14-14 after a quarter of play with Southern Illinois. But they're now up 2 scores.
Purdue's offense is seemingly running better than I would have expected. So that's something to keep an eye out for, obviously, the future. Yeah, my other streaming thing is even further behind. One out left for Yamamoto.
In the no-hitter that he's throwing? He's
Yeah.
still trying to throw the no-hitter? Yeah.
There would be a no-hitter when I'm not covering it. Every time there's a no-hit bid, I switch over and it ends. So maybe I should, for Michael's sake, maybe I should pull up. That's probably going to be too late. Right, there's the kick. Oh, okay, but work Slack just sent oh no. Which maybe I do still have that power. He gave up a home run. Okay, sorry. I got to jump over.
Oh, no hitter for Yamamoto? Oh, wow.
I got to jump over to all right, there's snap.
Big ups to
That was
Jackson
weird.
Holiday. You know, I never said he was a bust.
There's no good, like, infinite power. Isn't that... There's got to be a good GIF for this. No. Lame. All right. Back to the game. 2nd and 10. Bad throw by...
Is this just wrestling
French.
behind you? Or
Yes, this is the
Walter.
dogs wrestling. Yes.
Badger has decided he likes to chew on walls lately. So.
Yes. All right. Handoff. Much better on the inside. Just got to... okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. Clogged the inside this time. All right, 3rd and 8. Third and 8, 20 on the play clock. Let's see. We've got another bad throw. Yeah, and Nicholson was on top of that. That's good. All right. Not bad. Good start to the half by USC's defense. I'm very self-conscious about the mic picking up my chewing.
Oh, I muted you. I muted you. So,
Oh.
But then I was trying to time it to when you would come off mute, which is fun.
Gotcha. No, I just sort of like decided like maybe I'm not going to eat yet. Maybe I'll just eat when the game's over. If you guys are wondering what it's like to be a UCLA fan right now, just got a series of texts from Jake. OMG, we are so bad. Never thought it could look like this. I hope we lose by 50 at this point. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of more of what we expected last year from them.
Remember when we said that there was an outside chance they could start 4-0?
Yeah, but I was skeptical of that.
I never
didn't-
believed that.
I
but,
didn't
like,
expect them. I thought
No.
that they would lose to UCLA,
No, I
UNLV
agree. I agree.
and Utah. So like, but I thought they'd be more respectable.
There was a world in which they could have been 4-0, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, there's a
Always
difference. There's a
not
difference between 0-2, where you lose to Utah and UNLV and you put up a fight, and like what's happening to UCLA this year, which is like they have been absolutely
Boo-boo sauce.
yeah, like not even slightly good.
Small sample size, but Georgia Southern averaging 1.8 yards a play in the second half.
Much better. Much better. Okay, so Clemson beat Troy 27-16. Any other interesting results? South Carolina State is... The first quarter is about to end at 0-0, which is fun. Arizona State's down 7 to Mississippi State in the third. Oklahoma up 14-7 on Michigan in the third. Badger is tied with Jesse at the moment. I'm afraid of getting like an errant tooth.
For what it's worth, SC is 11th in FEI, and Georgia Southern is 101st. Clemson, who struggled with Troy,
yeah,
is behind SC at 13th in FEI, and Troy is 98th. So like it's very similar. It's basically the same gap.
Hold on, I saw the LSU Louisiana Tech score and didn't realize the quarter. Yeah, they're up 17-0 in the fourth quarter. So again, like context is everything. Like we said last week, nice running. Oh, Mayava, please be careful. Last week we talked about how like, yeah, you can't judge a lot from beating Missouri State, but like USC beat Missouri State better than everybody else beat their FCS opponents. And in this game, like Georgia Southern's not a good team, but again, USC is beating Georgia Southern better than a lot of other teams against similar opposition. Oh, wide open! Wide open! Go, 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 go! Get there! Oh! Oh! So close! So close for my guy! Zacharias Williams. Somebody was asking last week about who my guy is. My guy's probably Zacharias Williams. That's busted coverage.
I feel like Zacharias needs to close on here.
Yeah,
like
sorry,
I get that he had to slow down to catch the ball.
Yeah.
But I like him to get in the end zone.
Zacharias so much better than Zacharias. All right. Zach Williams, though. My guy. He's my guy. Love seeing him go. USC has had a lot of explosive plays, and I think explosive plays were not the forte last year. Nice patient running by Eli. Yeah, that's fine. West Texas Mike says, FBI, you just made that up. FEI, the Fremont Efficiency Index. It is a real thing, and it is wonderful.
I think the FEI is easily the best metric. You use FPI all the time. FPI is ass.
FPI is predictive, which is why I use it.
FEI is better.
I would love to use SP Plus, but it's impossible. Like SP Plus, since Bill C got hired by ESPN, it's been impossible to like actually engage with his stuff.
A lot of his stuff is paywalled, but also
paywalled and not sortable and not.
I know FEI still has preseason impacts and stuff like that, but like SP Plus is just so pronounced with the preseason impact and with the changes in the transfer portal. Like I feel like it just affects SP Plus too much. So FEI is it for me.
Yeah. In In FPI, USC currently has the third best odds projections to win the Big Ten and 50% odds to make the playoffs. So, yeah, Marcelo, early defensive timeout number 2. Yeah, classic Clay Helton.
So for what it's worth, FEI is their opponent adjusted possession efficiency data representing the scoring advantage per non-garbage possessions that a team or unit would expect to have on a neutral field against an average opponent.
Second and goal. Ten seconds on the play clock. It's going to be a fade. Yeah, that's fine. Holding?
I think they're going to get PI on the trip.
There you go.
Yeah,
Bail
defensive holding works too.
Yeah. Good elusiveness from Mayava there. Don't like the way that...
Oh, no, it's holding on Walker Lyons.
No, they said defensive holding.
Yeah, but the defender that was on Walker Lyons.
Yeah, that was covering Walker Lyons, yeah. There's the handoff for the touchdown, Eli Sanders. Easy money. Easy money. And just like that, it's 44-13. Like, just like that, USC is covering the spread. That's Elijah Page with a good block, and the Walker Lyons too. Good job there. USC's short yardage blocking, I have been relatively pleased with. Yeah, for everyone in the chat, please wait to react to anything that's happened in the game until I have reacted to it, until it's clear that I've seen it. That way we can sort of keep everybody at the same pace for the game and not spoil things. Yeah. KG and Bill are asking about the empty seats in the stands.
This is just what USC football is.
Week 2 against Georgia Southern.
It wouldn't matter if it was Nebraska. There were empty seats against Nebraska last year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm over worrying about it because being frustrated about something that's never going to change, unfortunately, isn't good for my blood pressure.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, like, attendance always lags behind success, and USC hasn't had success. So,
when they weren't selling out games the first year of Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams, that to me
told us a lot.
Told us a lot. Like, yeah, like, I'm not going to sit here and like bash the fan base or anything because it's not about that. I think it goes beyond the fan base. I think it's an LA thing in a lot of ways. But Alabama had like 90,000 people for Nick Saban's first spring game, right? Like, he didn't have to win games at Alabama for people to buy in. And they were bad in their first year. Why does it take winning things for people to buy in? Like, on the other hand, I totally understand the argument that, like, SC as a university and as an athletic department hasn't done anything to earn SC fans' dollar. Mm-hmm. I get that too. Like, I see both things. My thing has always been, there's 15 million people who live within driving distance of the Coliseum. You should not be able to have attendance issues. But that's just me.
Yeah, but if you don't put a product on the field that is entertaining, then fans don't come. It's really that simple. And this applies to all LA sports. When the Dodgers aren't good, Dodger Stadium isn't full either. You know? When the Lakers aren't good, plenty of empty seats at Staples. The other, I mean, I will also say, just to be fair, the cost of living in Los Angeles is pretty high, and the cost of going to sporting events is pretty freaking high too. So, I get it. It's a big financial investment to commit to a season of going to USC home games. Not just the cost of tickets, but the cost of parking, the cost of food, the cost of beer, the cost of time. It's a lot. So, I don't know. I get it.
Matt in Eugene says it's a 100K seater. It's
down
only
to 77
now. So,
but like,
which
there was,
my hope was that going down to 77 was going to improve the percentage of attendance.
no,
but that
but it
didn't
just made
happen
everything more
because
expensive.
it made everything more expensive, but also the garbage seats, they didn't get rid of the garbage seats.
Yeah.
And the garbage seats are not selling regardless. So what it ended up being was them getting rid of, more seats that would have been filled essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's the reality. Good, Anthony Lucas.
Matt and Eugene, how about your Ducks today, huh?
Yeah. Today we learned don't piss off Dan Lanning. Yeah, Marcelo makes a good point too about if you're going to spend 3 hours watching a game, I want to do it from my home on my projector with my own food and all that. That's how my dad feels. Nice tackle. That's the backup linebacker, Jaden Walker. Big play for him. Marcelo, it's 100% my dad's opinion on going to games. My dad's a huge USC fan, but he likes to watch the game from home. He thinks he can see more of the game on TV. He likes the comfort of being at home, of having his own food and his own environment and not having to worry about driving and parking and doing all of the other things. So,
Here you go for this. What do you have to lose?
Again, when it comes to USC and fourth down, I think there's an argument. I guess at this point, what do you have to lose? I mean, I guess what you have to lose is losing to USC by 70. Yeah, B. Peckinpah says 2 pro teams, USC no longer has the market to all to themselves. It's true. 4th and 1. That's a
first.
That's a QB sneak.
I always thought the NFL thing wouldn't affect SC because I had looked back at data with like the Raiders and stuff, and it's like SC wasn't drawing necessarily, like SC's attendance didn't really change when the Raiders came. But I think the difference is all the people who became season ticket holders that weren't necessarily SC diehards but were like big football fans and then bought into the Pete Carroll era. A lot of those people, when the Clay Helton era happened,
nice,
when
Devin Tompkins,
the sanctions and all that kind of stuff hit, it was easy for them to rationalize just getting tickets to the Chargers or the Rams. And if you're going to buy season tickets, it's hard to buy season tickets to both Saturday and Sunday games.
Yeah, and that's the reality again, is that in a city with, let's say, 7 professional sports teams that one could opt to get season tickets for, on top of two football, FBS football programs, Power 5, Power 4 football programs that one could choose to get season tickets to. Some people are going to choose the Rams. Some people are going to choose the Chargers. And I don't think a lot of people have the resources to be able to choose 2 or 3. Marcelo makes a great point. 3rd and 1. Stop the line, but still across. For us fans, the goal is to fill the stadium. For USC, the goal is to maximize revenue. These goals are not aligned. USC could easily fill the stadium by engaging students and making it affordable. Yeah.
The student section doesn't have buy-in either, and that's the part that sort of pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
The student section should never be empty in any sort of way.
Yeah.
Like the student section is too big, unfortunately, which is sad.
That not grounding? I guess there was a receiver in the area. Yeah, John Azusa says, my family used to have season tickets, but then they became prohibitively expensive at a time when we sucked. Yeah, it's hard. Again, and this is something I talked about also in the past. Like, it becomes prohibitively expensive when you suck. And then you realize that, like, actually, life goes on if you don't have season tickets. Life goes on if you no longer are going to the Coliseum for games. You can still watch the games at home. You sort of create a new normal. And once you lose... How do you
catch that?
Fans like that, then he didn't catch it. Once you lose that buy-in, it's hard to get it back. Yeah. Didn't catch it. Badger, please stop. He likes to chew on their bed.
Badger, come.
Yeah, Paul says the international student body is affecting the interest in football. Yeah, I think that's a factor. Could be. I also just think USC hasn't been that good consistently for 15 years now. Like, USC has had a couple good seasons, but they've been bookmarked by not good seasons, and buy-in becomes difficult if you're not, At the height of the Pete Carroll era, USC was getting 80,000+, 90,000 people into the Coliseum.
I don't think it's just there's a lot of international students, but I don't think it's just that either. Like, I was in art school at Roski, and I think I might have been one of like 2 or 3 people who went to games in the entire school. And there were, a lot of people who weren't necessarily international students and whatnot. Like, I think there's a lot of students that did not go to SC for sports, which is hard to fathom because, we're all, here, but unfortunately there are.
Third and 10. Badger's mad that Jesse won't play with him anymore. If you were wondering about that barking. Too much time. Too much time. Some space in the middle. SJ and Marcelo are 100% on point too about the TVs. Like, during the Pete Carroll era, we were watching TV on a 32-incher, and we had the biggest TV of anybody that we knew. My parents now have a 70-inch TV. 4K high def. It's different. 1st and 10. Wide open running lane. Okay.
Like one of those classic drives against New Mexico State where they're just, third downs.
Are you trying to make me angry?
Hey, I brought you a whiskey sour.
You did. You brought me like 4 whiskey sours.
It's not that...
It's
mostly iced. Yeah, Matt and Eugene makes a great point. Generationally, too, Carroll era fans who go to games have kids now. Generation has the tech to just say no thanks. Yeah. Also, a lot of the Carroll era fans, I think, go to school outside of state and then become like they'll go to Eugene and then become Duck fans, I think.
Wide open.
As Matt from Eugene knows. Hey, come here. Get over here.
I know they're started to not empty the benches, but they're starting to go deeper down into the depth chart here. But also, like, the players that are on the field right now are not guys who we wouldn't expect to be on the field at points during this season, you know. Be some OPI
no
there.
Penalty on that? Dogs are getting very close to their bull dicks.
Yeah. I want to save those for
I was going to say them
the
for the
CarCast,
CarCast, but
yeah.
I don't know. They're being rambunctious enough.
yeah. 2nd and 10 on the play clock. Oh, that's a good catch. Rough for the nickel there, but that's a good catch. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world to give up 20 points to Georgia Southern, but this doesn't feel right. That's a nice catch. All right. Are we going to see Hassan Longstreet, or are we going to have Mayava come out? KG says it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. I mean, that's literally life right now in general. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm out of thoughts on this game. Like, it's just, it is what it is. And if these are meaningful points that USC is giving up, we're not going to know for a little while. I mean, again, Purdue's offense under Josh Henson is going to be an interesting matchup. And then Michigan State with Aiden Childs and Jonathan Smith is going to be an interesting matchup. If USC can't contain those teams, then that's an issue. But if this is a 20-point defense and they just give up 20 points to everybody, like, that's not the end of the world either. You know, like, certainly there are other teams having much more worse nights than USC currently is. It really, I think what frustrates me is that for a moment there it felt like USC was about to just blow it open and very comfortably just see it out. And then they had a couple really poor drives on both sides of the ball. And ever since, it's just been like, okay, so USC is comfortably ahead, but, like, not so comfortably. So, yeah. Jason says this team is going to get absolutely destroyed by Oregon. I mean, I'm not gonna counter that. I think USC is probably gonna lose to Oregon. I also think Oklahoma State might be real bad. Like, they might be real bad. So that also remains to be seen. Michigan is currently down 21-13 in the third quarter to Oklahoma. They just kicked a field goal. Yeah, Dan, I'm going to choose to say your name is Dan. Florida lost at home to USF. Clemson almost lost to Troy. Like I said, there's a lot of worse ways to be. Marcella says we need to take some CBD. Maybe I just need to drink more of my whiskey sours. We're going to get a return from Eli Sanders. Oh, his foot got stuck. Yeah. I guess, okay, so Dan says we're up by 25 and playing backup corners. This is true, but also, like, Marcellus Williams was fighting for a starting job. Kevin Longstreet is legitimately a backup nickel. If Prophet Brown or Alex Graham were healthy, they would be starting there. So, I'm not going to, it's not panic stations because Kevin Longstreet gave up a touchdown. But, also it just, for me, it's not necessarily about the scoreline. It's about, like, for me, it's not even the touchdowns aren't really the issue. What? Miscommunication or something going on there. It's not the touchdowns even. It's the apparent vulnerabilities that feel a little bit too familiar. Lamont says no way we go unranked this week, right? I don't know. There's other teams that'll probably be ranked, get their chance to be ranked first. Again, USC doesn't really have the opportunity.
South Florida will jump SC for sure.
Yeah. And Utah will keep moving up. BYU will keep moving up. Auburn will likely keep moving up unless I don't know what they're doing with Ball State, but like their win over Baylor looks a lot better today after Baylor beat SMU.
Is there someone who puts USF in the top 10?
I mean, there's always someone.
Like, someone's going to make the argument that they have the two most impressive wins. Like, multiple wins, obviously.
Yeah.
Ohio State over Texas, but
yeah, but
of teams that have multiple wins, someone's going to make the argument.
Nice run. There we go, Waymo. Oh, he's so good. Oh, I love him. I love him. Yeah, I think the problem is again, like the polls are multidimensional, and I think that there are other teams that are getting wins that are going to catch the eye of pollsters more than, again, USC could have beat Georgia Southern 100-0, and I still don't think that this is a win that moves the needle. It just isn't.
Matt and Eugene says no shot at the top 10. No, I don't think they'll be top 10. I'm saying like one random AP voter will do that. Like the John Wilner of kind of thing.
There's always some random person. You know what we need, Michael? I know that you pinned Grant's message, but do we want to leave a more clear message in the chat in the future that's like just so that it's so that we can actually like see only the proposal? Or can we set chat rules or anything like that? Like,
I don't know. I can look at it.
Lamont says Ramo runs a little like Ronald Jones, but slower. I mean, he does have that sort of fluidity that Rojo had.
Fluidity.
We haven't really seen him get the opportunity to just burst through.
Hey, so question for Marcelo in the chat is Purdue going to be the Yakos home dog of the week next week?
Sean has a good point. We could add the disclaimer for the chat into the score bug.
I thought about that.
Just so that people who come in late can see it and be obvious. Okay. I would like to get a look at Longstreet. I don't know.
I just pulled up the community moderation stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to guess the 4 blocked words that we've put in our community moderation stuff?
Well, there was that. I mean, probably Oklahoma, Sooner, Boomer, and
Boomer, Sooner, Tebow, and Riley spelled like a woman's name.
Yeah. That brings us back to 2023 and 2022. Not good times. Paul H shouts out Hutchins. I believe we're talking barbecue. That is the correct answer.
I want Hutchins.
That is the correct answer, Hutchins. ASU is tied back up with Mississippi State. Yeah. Dan says Michigan seems very beatable. I agree. I think they'll be a tough out just because of the physicality that the game is going to have, and USC is going to need to be able to stop the run consistently, not just hold up play to play, but also not give up those big whiffs that they did last year. But also, like it's also they have a freshman quarterback. I'm not sure that they know exactly what their offense is yet. They're not. That shouldn't be an automatic loss. It should not be a loss. The game that we're talking about is an automatic loss. Yeah, Ray asks what channel I'm watching the game from. It's just Fubo. Fubo is just well behind. Yeah, it's the quickest we can be. I think the best advice we'd give is what Marcelo did, which you just pause your screen until you can get it sort of more synced to me. It just means, I mean, the problem there is that you'd have to be behind. If you want to be on Twitter, that's annoying as all hell anyways. So it is what it is. Sorry. There's a handoff to Eli. The solution would be to get cable again, but we're not paying for cable anymore. So, Lamana asked a question. I didn't see the beginning of the game. Did Helton get booed, or did we acknowledge him the right way since he brought us a Rose Bowl win? Apparently there were boos, but also the way that they did it was when Georgia Southern ran out, they announced that it was the Georgia Southern Eagles led by Clay Helton, and then there were boos, which I think Georgia Southern would have gotten booed whether Clay Helton or Joe Schmo was their coach. So I wasn't there. We'll have to hear what others report back. There's Mayaba. Oh, nice. Tight end. There we go. I was very confused at first because I thought he was throwing to what's his name? Jaden Richardson. I didn't see Lions there. Nice. Love this. All right, 1st and goal, 15 on the play clock. I give USC scores here. We get to see Longstreet.
I have added guidelines to our
Beautiful.
chat.
Oh!
I don't know if you can see it now or if it's just one of those. I don't know. Maybe it's when you first load in. I don't know, but it says there's 2 guidelines. The first one is your standard, like be respectful of others, whatnot. And then the second one is during watch-alongs, be mindful of lag and no spoilers.
All right, 2nd and goal.
And the third one, if the Dodgers are throwing a no-hitter, please mention it.
10 seconds on the play clock. Hand off to Eli Sanders. Easy money. Easy money. Whoever was on the right side of that line. Matt asks, "Are you doing a watch along on 11/22 for Oregon?" Yeah, we'll be doing these watch alongs all season, as long as people like them. That may be one of the more painful ones, but we're still going to be here. So that looked like Jonah T. Oh, they pulled Tobias Raymond across. That's 52 points. Again, USC is still covering the spread. Yeah, Ray says there were so many big holes for the running back. Yeah, it was just completely wide open for him. Love that. Yeah, it's 52-20. I think we will get to see
SC with more than 50 points in the first two games. The last time the Trojans did this, 2013, when they went 7-5 in the regular season.
Thomas says this is probably a good time to roll in some backups. Just saying, no need for injuries. Yeah, I would expect at this point you clear the benches. I think that...
Would you take a 66-27? Yeah, right? At this point?
Like, yeah, especially because I think we're going to see
with backups.
Yeah. From this point on, it's really like the score line doesn't matter so much. Marcelo says that be mindful of the chat might not be specific enough. He might be right.
That might be fine. The problem is there's very limited number of characters, and I don't know how exactly to word it. It's like something like 60 characters or something like that, so it's very difficult.
Okay.
I can try being more forthright, I guess.
Maybe something like don't react until Alicia has. There's lag. Something. I don't know. Who is airing the Purdue game? That's a good question.
It's CBS. It's a CBS 12:30
game. It's a CBS 12:30.
So it's Nestler and Danielson.
Yeah. 12:30 is going to be slightly annoying. I really like a 5 o'clock game. 4:30, 5 o'clock. Like, it just feels right to be watching USC football at this time.
How about this? React in chat only, all caps, after Alicia reacts. No spoilers, please.
That's good. KG says, I wonder how the pass defense is going to be addressed. I mean, how can you address it? You just keep practicing with guys, keep finding your trust. I think part of it is finding your trusted five and then hoping that they stay healthy. Working out the kinks in practice, all of that. I don't think there's like a magic bullet for this kind of thing. It's often unsatisfying to just say like play better. No? Lamont is asking, is Jason Momoa at the game? Why is the announcer talking about him? Jason Momoa gave a message to the team talking about they like had it over the big screen during the scrimmage, I think.
Aren't his 15 minutes of fame for being Khal Drogo up?
I mean, he's done a lot of stuff since being Khal Drogo.
Has he? That's the only thing I've ever seen.
He's headlined like a Marvel franchise.
Nobody watches those.
Better against the run. Jonathan asked, did Olani lose his starting job? again, I wish I had been paying attention to who the right guard was the whole game. I noted Michael Benuelos started at left guard, which I think I assumed that Noah was at right guard. Tobias Raymond has come in at right guard, but Tobias Raymond was at right tackle, I think, to start. I don't think they'd have Justin Taunuu in there. So, yeah. These are why I do rewatches, because there's all sorts of stuff you miss live. That play got disrupted. I think his arm got hit. Marcella says we're forgetting Momoa's star turn in Baywatch Hawaii from 2009 to 2011. Sorry, 99 to 2001. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he was doing other stuff in 2009. Yeah, he was Aquaman, isn't he? Jonathan says Benuelos has been taking the majority of snaps at right guard. Good catch. I clocked that they had Raymond back in there, but maybe it's an injury. I don't know. I'm not on Twitter at the moment, so.
All right, I'd like to see Hassan here.
If we don't see Hassan here, then I don't know what we're doing. Let's see, if we're at a commercial, maybe it's safe to go check, see what the deal with Alani Noah is.
Scoreboard update in Starkville.
Oh, okay, so
ASU has tied it, and they have the ball. 17-17.
Okay, so Shotgun reports. Shotgun said that Benuelos started at right guard in place of Alani Noah. So maybe I got mixed up about the direction, about left and right. I will say I have not noted 77 on the field at all. So, yeah. Charlene says, Alicia, you look concerned. I'm fine. I'm not concerned.
Pessimistic Alicia is out in full force.
Jonathan says Noah has been blocking on extra points, so he's definitely not injured. So it sounds demoted to me. Yeah, sounds demoted. I will say this isn't the most shocking thing I've heard, because in the off season in fall camp, he was in a battle with a redshirt freshman walk-on for the starting right guard job. So, clearly something's not working there. The line has been, again, Charlene says, okay, love you. I swear, I'm fine. Here's the thing. You guys are getting to experience what watching a game with me is like. Like, I'm not putting on anything. Like, this is what it's like to watch a game with me. I'm just wildly swinging back and forth between.
The crazy part is she is so much more tame than she normally is. You should see her stream the video game.
Okay, yeah.
It's crazy.
I will say, the one thing I am changing from my natural, how I naturally am, is I'm making a concerted effort not to curse. Michael can attest to this. When I'm playing the video game, there are a lot more F-bombs falling. So yeah, I'm just an anxious person. I'm just an anxious person. And I'm sure we'll see me be more up and down.
There's Hassan.
Hey, number 4. All right, here we go.
2 weeks running, Jaden Maiava, no picks.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'd be curious what PFF judges. Oh, there's Noah in there. Yeah, so very much demoted. William in the chat says, don't worry, I've been cursing for you. Yeah, I'm sure. There's plenty. Yeah, I don't remember having a huge issue with Noah last week. But again, like, I guess I'm not opposed to them responding to how somebody's practicing by changing up the lineup. Like, that to me is probably a good sign if they're willing to do that. But, that's Dalton? Yeah.
I think that was Ronald Jones.
I was going to say, the 25 had me in a haze. With the dreads, too, coming out, like, I felt like I was just not here in reality. Yeah, he looks, yeah, I mean, the Rojo comparisons are obvious. There's King. Go on, King! Go on, King! Go on, King! Go on, King! Go! Who's King Miller, guys? Who's King Miller? Who's King Miller? Bruh. He's so much quicker than he looks. But twice. Last week, too. Last week, I was not prepared for him to put on the burners. Again. Touchdown, Trojans. Love the willing downfield blocking. Love Hassan Longstreet. What's the closest one to it? Touchdown, Trojans. Yeah, I mean, Longstreet, I didn't even clock it initially, but like him he was trying to get a block down there. Love that. Love that. Yeah, I like this point from Tai. With all the flaws we had, if we had a quarterback 20% better than Miller and Maiava last year, we win most of those one-score games. Is Maiava now 20% better looking at these games? He certainly looks more consistent. I think it's easier to be more consistent against opposition that is not as good as what he played last year. I think it's important to remember that Maiava did come in and play some good defenses. My hope for this season was honestly exactly what Tai said. If Maiava just gets a bit better, a bit more consistent, a bit less reckless, then USC is in a better position to win those games than they were last year. USC is in a better position to close. And that's the thing is I'm not going to put everything on Maiava because I do think the defense started to come in a little bit better in the second half of the season. But like there is maybe it's coincidence, but Maiava took over and suddenly USC was closing games. For all his flaws, for all of his issues, for, the pick sixes, whatever, but 3 of the 4 games he played, he closed. So, oh yeah, that's the other thing. King Miller, isn't he Dr. Dre's nephew? Am I making that up in my head? Lamont mentioned it. I want to say that's on the roster.
By the way, 700 yards. That's the most yardage going back to at least 2016. I'm gonna
Oh,
have
no,
to go to a different site to see.
Yeah, Kalon and King are cousins of Elijah Griffin. And Elijah Griffin
Warren G.
is Warren G's son. So they are nephews to Warren G. Ty says if people can be back on the Manning train because of 4 TDs against East Texas State, I could be on the Miami team. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ty. I think my point more is like I think we're getting to see Mayava in a more comfortable situation. And while I do still have some anxiety about what he'll look like in games against the tougher defenses that USC will face, I think that we didn't really get to see him against like the Marylands of the world. And this is closer to what the Marylands of the world are like defensively than Nebraska, for instance, who has a good defense, who had a good defense last year. So
the 700 yards, USC's most in a game since the Idaho game in 2015. 737 in that game.
And this, I mean, say what you will about Georgia Southern, but this Georgia Southern team is better than that Idaho team. I'm willing to say that. This Georgia Southern team is not a good defense. I'm not going to lie and say this is good defense. But, there's being a bad defense and there's getting your ass kicked like this. So, Michigan is currently losing 21-13 in the fourth quarter. They're about to punt. Their offense doesn't look like they can get much going. The problem for Michigan is that they lost some really good runners. They've had some turnover on their roster. And they certainly are in a better position at quarterback this year, even with the true freshman of it all, of Bryce Underwood. Like, Bryce Underwood as a true freshman is still a better quarterback than anybody they threw out there last year. So they have improved on offense, but they're still throwing out a freshman quarterback. And they still, I don't know, because of that, I don't know that they know what their offense is going to be able to look like. And I think it's still too easy for opposing defenses to say, all right, we're going to play against the run and force you to throw. And again, it's a true freshman quarterback. And so you're going to live and die by that. And I think he's going to make some really good plays, and he's going to have some really bad plays. And that's going to be what they're going to have to live with. So another little tunnel screen for Georgia Southern. I'm surprised, like, the starters are still out there on defense. I mean, maybe they're displeased with the defensive performance. Because Anthony Lucas is out there, Jide Abasiri's out there. I mean, there are some backups, but Alberto says last year Lincoln severely slowed his offense down to make the defense look better. We had more time of possession in dang near every game last year. Lincoln isn't going to slow his offense down as severely now. I mean, that would be the hope. Quarterback taken off. I also think that, like, even if you slow down your offense, you still. Oh, is the Helton son in?
Yeah, this is Tyson's kid, I believe.
Yeah. Even if you slow down your offense, like USC's issue last year at times was efficiency, which obviously it's harder with fewer drives, but you still need to be able to close out. Oh! Had a chance there, Marcellus.
Yikes, that footwork.
Alberto, I don't think we have our true starters on that front yet. I think that this is, if you want the most generous explanation of the defensive front, it is that of all of the areas on the team, same with the offensive line to a certain degree in terms of like where guys are playing, but that is a front that is probably going to be the most open to experimentation and sort of shifting guys in and out, finding the pairings and the mixtures that work best, inside, outside.
But by the way, Turner Helton is Clay's kid.
Is that him in that picture?
Yes. I got him mixed up with Tyson because he played at Western Kentucky last year. Or the year before, something like that. He started at Western Kentucky.
The crazy thing is that, like, you forget how long the Clay Helton era was. That he could have a picture as USC's head coach with his kid who looks like 12.
You know what the other crazy thing is? The first USC football game I ever went to, well, okay, it's not the first game I went to when I was a baby, but the first that I remember going to was 1993 against Houston. In that game, Clay Helton was Houston's quarterback, and their head coach was Kim Helton. So a Helton father-son duo has played at the Coliseum and lost to the Trojans before.
I have a question. When Kim is a guy's name, like, what is the name?
Kim?
Is it Kimberly? Kim?
No, I don't think
Timothy?
so. I think it's just, is it just Kim? Kimmington? I don't know.
Who's this in the backfield?
That's Dalton again.
29? 25? Oh, my eyes are, yeah, it is Dalton. He's bigger than I thought. I gotta catch that, Joey Olsen.
I think that's the throw.
Yeah.
It's put in a spot that can't be picked or anything, but like that's not a great location either.
Kimberlin, according to West Texas Mike. I see people like Kimothy. Himothy, yes.
Kimball, apparently.
Kimball makes sense.
It's another option.
Kimball makes a lot of sense. Okay. 3rd and 5. Nice elusiveness. There you go. That's Hines? Yeah. Michael, you got to answer. Was this game scheduled before or after Clay landed at Georgia Southern?
It was after. I know that there was a comment earlier. Why did SC schedule Kiffin and Helton in the same year? I don't think it was original. Like I don't think that. I think that was just happenstance, if anything, because the Ole Miss game was scheduled way before this one was. But this one wasn't scheduled as late as the Missouri State game, which was the fill-in for the Ole Miss game.
I tend to think that this game was probably USC doing a solid to Helton by scheduling a pay game for his program. It would be easy to set up considering everyone knew each other.
It's possible that he wanted this game for recruiting reasons because they also played Fresno
LA.
State.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was seeking out games in California for recruits, and then SC needed a game, and it all sort of
and
comes
everybody
together.
already has everyone's phone number.
Right, and knows the fight song.
Yeah. All right, 2nd and 4. That's nice.
I like the explosiveness on that.
Yeah. DJ Jordan there.
West Texas Spike says, "Why would Helton want a California recruit?" I think it's for no other reason than he knows the high school coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like him going up to get that.
Which is weird because Georgia, of course, is like the hotbed of recruiting.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Nice little tunnel. There you go, Tanook. Tanook
Really
Hines
impressed
is
with
such a
Hines.
good game. He's such a good name. Ray says Hassan's pass kept floating high.
On this drive, they've been low, high, and right on point.
Yeah, Marcelo says Hassan throws high, Mayava throws low. I thought it was actually really interesting ahead of the Texas-Ohio State game. The commentary from Nick Saban talking about how for Sayin, the spin move by King. That one of the things that he would do if he was Texas if he was Ohio State is not let Sayin throw over the middle because freshman quarterbacks always throw high, and that if they throw high on the sidelines, it's fine. It goes out of bounds. But if you throw high over the middle, you get intercepted. And that he was talking about how the first few games that he would just almost exclusively have Sayin work in the sidelines, which I thought was really interesting insight from him. Oh, King. Oh, no, sorry, that's not King. That's Dalton.
Rojo from Dallas. Dallas, D-A. Dalton, D-A.
Looks like Oklahoma's about to put this away on Michigan. They're at the 6-yard line with 2 minutes to go. They just need a field goal and it's over. Son.
He's so jittery and quick.
I know, just I like that decision, just saying screw it, I'm running. Just get out of Dodge.
He seems quicker than Caleb. I think Caleb might be more elusive, but Hassan seems quicker and maybe more agile.
He's smaller than Caleb, though, isn't he? They might be similar height,
he's
but
definitely smaller.
He's pretty small. Rida Capita, Hassan with a slide. He's learning. Tai. Oh, he does know how to slide. Yeah, he probably got an earful. Here's Dalton. Yeah. Alberto says, I think you guys have started something. I like the live chats during the game. Getting both of your insights live compared to the chat is pretty good. Yeah, thank you. Somebody else said it earlier that I don't have to refresh Twitter. I find this much more enjoyable as far as engaging with other USC fans than being on Twitter. Partly because I think people in this chat are pretty serious fans who are not out here just being crazy. Nice little shield out. Yeah. But yeah, I think this has honestly gone much better than I expected. It's really pleasant. Yeah, Sean, I don't have to get into Reddit arguments on Reddit if I'm here. That's kind of how I feel. If I'm not on Twitter, it's better for me. Marcelo says that applies. It's more enjoyable than being on Twitter. Applies to literally every possible activity. Yeah, I mean that's fair. What did Mississippi State do? What happened there? Oh, ASU shit the bed. Let's. Yeah, Graham. Michael has updated the chat guidelines, but I do think that we need something on the screen that says that sort of lays down the rule of don't react until Alicia sees it. So okay, somebody explain to me what happened with Mississippi State, because I see the score. I just don't know how it happened. Okay, see, and again, has there been moments of this game that are frustrating? Yes. Do I still have some slight concerns about the defense? For instance, I mean, these are backups, but still the running lanes and all that kind of stuff. But LSU beat Louisiana Tech 23-7. South Carolina is currently at halftime 17-3 against South Carolina State. Penn State beat FIU 34-0. Georgia beat Austin Peay 28-6, although that game was riddled with delays. So, Clemson barely beat Troy. It wasn't a perfect performance, but it was certainly not bad. Spanky says, I never read the prompts that pop up when I enter a stream, which is an argument for the on-screen disclaimer or something like that, which is probably going to drive Michael crazy because he loves a clean graphic, but I think maybe we'll have to insist. Mississippi State threw a 70-yard touchdown with 30 seconds left. Oof. Okay, so yeah, now it is getting interesting because Arizona State's not going to drop out, though. The 4-point loss to an SEC team on the road. Michigan is not going to drop out for a touchdown loss to Oklahoma on the road. Illinois is not dropping. Florida's not going to drop out, losing to South Florida, considering that South Florida is probably going to be ranked themselves. SMU might drop out. It's harder to say. Yeah, the biggest problem for USC getting ranked is who's falling out to open up those spots. I don't know. I don't see it. Not that it matters, but it's just the SEC.
There we go. We've got a little note on the screen and the stream. There you go.
All right, 1st and 10, 20 on the play clock. Disrupted by Longstreet. West Texas, my God, he's got Helton's face. I don't know why that makes me funny so much. Second and 10, 20 on the play clock. Oh. Yeah. It's just backups.
59-20, it looks better than 59-27, I will say.
Yeah. There's Gus Cordova out there again. if Gus Cordova looks like this as a true freshman, like, it's gonna be fun to watch him. Going deep. 37. Tristan Castro. Mississippi State stormed the field. I guess ASU's... Are they top 10? Close. Top 10 adjacent. Yeah, F-bomb on the carcast on the broadcast. You can drop F-bombs on the broadcast. I can drop F-bombs on the stream. I won't. On my birthday, that's not a good sign. Although the plus side is my Liverpool friends and I have a thing that hit Willie through. Yeah. My Liverpool friends and I have this thing where Liverpool always loses around our birthdays. So maybe it helps with the transference that USC's playing Michigan State on my birthday, which likely means that Liverpool will lose the weekend of my birthday, which makes it better that USC will not lose to Michigan State. It's a terrible call. That's terrible. Especially since maybe it wasn't uncatchable, but it was certainly not realistic. Alberto says, on a serious note, I think we have more problems at our corner position than anywhere else. I'm not convinced in Harvey or Nicholson. Yeah, I think that I would like to have more confidence in that group, considering the options that USC had to work with, that no one has really taken the reins. And like, USC doesn't have a shutdown corner the way that they've had the past few years. So I don't know. I think also it's tough being a corner. Try to give them some amount of grace, but yeah. Like the problem is like, at best it feels like USC's corners are fine, and I don't know that that's good enough to just say they're going to be fine. USC has had NFL level, at least one future NFL corner on the team for several years running now. And I don't know who that guy is at this exact moment. It's supposed to be DJ Harvey. Hasn't really taken. Might just need time to settle in as a transfer, but 20 seconds left. 3rd and 5. Dan says our corners will be fine until the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State. Well, yeah, there isn't a cornerback room in the country that will have fun against Ohio State. So, yeah. Fourth and 5. I do agree with Michael that 59-20 is a lot better than 59-27. So just get this stop here and yeah. William in the chat, we have strong safety play, though, and that can make life easier on the corners. Yeah, I mean, Kamari Ramsey is a stud. Despite the miscues today, I have really liked what I've seen from Bishop Fitzgerald. Christian Pierce, of course, giving up the fourth down. I think Christian Pierce has a lot of potential. Very little negative to say about Christian Pierce so far. You know what else really helps corners is a strong pass rush. If USC... Helton really let that go? Okay. All right, Clay. That's fine. All right, USC wins 59-20. Cover the spread.
Why would he not try to score?
I don't know. Because he's Clay frickin' Helton.
I'm almost offended that he didn't try it.
I know.
What I mean?
I know. But Helton gonna Helton.
It's not a dick move if you're the team on the road with backups in. Like,
when you're the one losing by 40 points, yeah.
Go for it. What are you doing?
Yeah. So yeah, okay, we're gonna thanks everyone for joining the stream.
We'll be back at 8:30.
8:30, we're gonna have the car cast, so I'm gonna step away and actually eat my dinner. And we'll catch you on the car cast.